So I'm slightly annoyed because everyone's ignorant, right? We all are ignorant. And we have this huge taboo on ignorance. Like, no, I'm not. I'm not ignorant. Yeah, you are. You are. I am. You are. We are. We're ignorant as hell. But you can change. That's the great part about being a human being is you can change. You have the ability to change. And once you change, you become less of a problem for somebody else. And the crazy thing about it is you know this. We all know these things, right? We are all aware that there's a bunch of problems going on in the world. And you can be the change. We're all aware. What we're not aware of is how. But we don't care enough to figure out how to change, how to fix it, figure out what to do next. And then when we figure something out and it doesn't go exactly as planned, we're like, oh, doomed. We can't fix it. No, try something else. Try something new. Be something else. Be who you are meant to be. Understand that humanity actually truly wants happiness, love, joy, peace. Everyone wants that. That's the one thing that every human being on this planet wants. We think it's money because money is like the root of everything. If I don't have money, I won't be able to do anything. Do you know how many people survive without money long before money existed? Stop being ignorant. Just stop. And a part of this comes from a conversation that I had with one of my bosses today. When I say his reaction showed me how fearful people are, and his reaction just was so motivating for me because he was afraid. He was like, you can't talk about ending police brutality at work. Are you crazy? You got to get authorization for that. And you got to do this. And you got to. So I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Police brutality shouldn't be a fucking thing at all. It never should have been a fucking thing at all. And we can end it. Everyone wants to sit on their ass, cool, smooth, because it's not going to happen to you or likely to happen to you, but that doesn't fucking matter. People shouldn't be murdered by the people that's supposed to protect us, period. And then I got to go to work with them and just be all okay. The fuck? Seriously? If you think that your voice doesn't matter, you are strongly mistaken. Your point shouldn't be to change people, though. Just inform them what you're doing is inhumane and it needs to stop, it needs to change, and you can change it. The person in the mirror can change it. We can work together to change it. We can do it at work. We can do it on the playground. We can do it at home. We can do it in doctor's offices. We can speak up. Your voice can be heard. You can expect and demand change. And it starts by changing yourself. Because it's not easy to speak up. It's not enjoyable. People don't want to do it. They just want to end the suffering. They're just tired of their own suffering. So, instead of trying to end your suffering by yourself, how about try ending suffering in general? Let's end human trafficking. Let's end police brutality. Let's end homophobia. Let's end rapists. And no, you can never completely 100% get rid of those things, ever. Because every human being has a choice. Police officers have a choice. Rapists have a choice. Traffickers have a choice. And they're all choosing the wrong thing because they're hurt and they're scared and they're afraid. And I'm telling you, it's not worth it. Your life depends on it. And I don't care what your color is. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care. I need you to understand one thing, and one thing only, is that we are meant to coexist peacefully. Stop Whatever this is, this fear that is crawling all over, stop. You don't have to be afraid. None of us have to be afraid. We can all live on this planet in harmony, in peace. I talk about police brutality because it happens in my community. And my boss had a problem with me saying my community. And I'm like, it is my community. Well, New Albany is your community. It's our community. Yes, that is very true. That is true. Women's community, that's my community too. Black community, that's my community too. University of Michigan community, it's my community too. And it's just like, you can't please everyone. I'm not gonna please him. I have no intentions of doing such. What I have intentions on is getting rid of this discomfort of police being able to brutalize people. I don't care what color it is. They shouldn't be able to do it, period. The issue is that it mostly happens in my community. It disproportionately happens in my community. That doesn't take away from your problems. Your problems in your community still exist in my community, and I want to get rid of that too. There's always this battle. It's so weird. It's so weird. On one hand, people are like, we're all human beings. This is all our community. We're all just one people. And yet, we don't help each other in suffering. Why is that? What are you afraid of? I can tell you what I was afraid of. I was afraid of losing my job, of losing my house, of losing my car, of losing my materialistic things. But honestly, losing my life, that actually means a lot more to me. And it means a lot more to you. And it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. We don't have to be afraid of the bad thing that's coming in life if we work together to end it. I saw this thing on social media the other day asking women what they wish they could do at night. Do you know that some of their answers was to be able to walk around at night? Women are afraid to walk around at night. So what are we gonna do? Because it's our problem, we as human beings. What are we gonna do? I know what I'm gonna do. I know I'm gonna focus on ending police brutality because it's disproportionately happening in my community. I know if everyone works together with me and helps me to end that, I know that we can end the other things in the world. I know that we can work together. I know that we can figure it out. And I know it's not going to be perfect. And I know it's not going to be easy. And I know it's going to be chaotic. And I know it's not going to be what you expected. And I know we're not going to be able to satisfy everybody's conditions and do exactly what they want to do. I get that, including myself. How I want to change the world might not be the way the world wants to change. Fine. But we all know it needs to change. It has to change. One thing we all can agree on is police brutality shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't exist. It never should have existed. And yet it does. And we can get rid of it. And we can get rid of all the other bad things that's going on in the world that we all just want to sweep under the rug and live our lives in a vacuum and pretend like, oh, it's not likely to happen to me, so I'm okay. And as long as I take these precautions, I'll be safe. You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to be in the house right before it gets dark because you're afraid that something might happen to you. That shouldn't be the case. So, for me, it's a matter of ending it. Ending police brutality. That's a start. That's one thing everyone has agreed upon, that it shouldn't exist. And it's one of the biggest fears that my community has. And if we can start ending that, then we can start ending the rest of the suffering. We'll be able to have faith in each other. We'll be able to have hope in each other. We'll be able to have belief in ourselves. Belief that we can change, that the world can change, that you deserve it. You deserve love and peace and happiness. You deserve it. So, I love you. I believe in you. Have a happy day. Go defund the police. Thanks.